this week's Curator's Corner. I'm Adriana Dunn, the museum curator at the West Tennessee Delta Heritage Center. Today, we'll be looking at one of the two exhibitions that we have on display that celebrates the 100th year anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment. This exhibition, called Rightfully Hers, will be on display within the museum from now until October 18th of 2020. Let's take a look. The Constitution, originally drafted in 1787, did not include women's rights. During this time, women could not vote, own property, make contracts, go to court, or have any control over the money they earned. Before the amendment was ratified, women participated in boycotts, signed public pledges, and petitioned, fundraised, and organized other women into activity groups in order to make their voices heard. Topics they would speak about included anti-slavery, the sale and consumption of alcohol, and working conditions in public education. It took over 70 years for women to obtain the right to vote. During this time, some women were against this because they thought it would change their role in the household too much. African Americans played a significant role in the women's suffrage movement. However, Black women were not always welcomed at white-led suffrage meetings and demonstrations. African American women formed their own clubs. By 1900, there were more than 300 Black women's clubs nationwide. After Congress passed and proposed a women's suffrage amendment, 3/4, or 36 states at the time, had to ratify the 19th Amendment before it could be added to the Constitution. Many states quickly approved the 19th Amendment, and by the end of March of 1920, only one additional state was needed for ratification. On August 18, 1920, Tennessee became the 36th state to ratify the 19th Amendment. The ratification of the 19th Amendment was a landmark movement in American history because it created more expansive democracy for the nation. Despite decades of marches, petitions, and public debate to enshrine a woman's right to vote in the Constitution, the 19th Amendment, while an enormous milestone, did not grant voting rights for all. The challenges of its passage reverberate to the ongoing fight for gender equity today. The exhibition is presented in part by the Women's Suffrage Centennial Commission and the National Archives Foundation through the generous support of the Unilever Pivotal Ventures Carl M. Freeman Foundation in honor of Virginia Allen Freeman, AARP, and his niece Gwen Ferguson. Thank you so much for watching this week's Curator's Corner. We'll see you again next week.